Alright guys, well, welcome to the first video that I will be making in my chess journey. So it's been a while and I've been trying to get to 1000 elo real bad. Like, it's been something I've been targeting, I've been working towards it, and it's happened. I felt so proud of myself when it happened. Unfortunately, I was hoping I could get it on stream, but it happened off stream, so I decided I'll make this video just to show you some of the key games in my journey over the last few days, where I came from 940, 950, and I was hovering around in that range, up and down, up and down. The highest I went was 969, and then I dropped back to 930, and I was like, okay, hold up, I've got to lock in, I've got to fix my games. I'm making too many irrational moves, nerves are getting to me, and this game was a pivotal point. This game I played at 89.6 accuracy, and that is higher than I usually play. Usually I hover between 70 and 80, maybe in the low 80s when I'm lucky, but yeah, so that's what today's video will be about. So let me show you just a few of the games that helped me get to 1000. Okay, beginning with this one, I did do a game review for this one, so that's all good. But anyways, so if we get into the game, it starts off quite nice. I can't do that. Okay, game starts with e4, opponent plays e5, and from there I bring out my bishop, he brings out his knights, I defend my pawn. It's a pretty normal game. Okay, everything's pretty normal. He plays this, which is a very good move. I should probably take, but I decide I don't want to take this way, because then I'll just invite his knight in, and I don't want the knight in that position. It's probably not the best idea. I should have taken, but I also wanted this here, so I retreat my bishop, and in this position black is just better. That's a free pawn, because if I take back, he's going to take my queen and ruin my castling rights, right? So he plays d4. Okay, I'm like, okay, that's a small inaccuracy, so I'm gonna just move my bishop there, and now we're cooking. And he tries to kick my bishop, move back, and now my bishop's safe. And this next move it's pretty natural, so he plays a check. I block it, but he moves away. It doesn't take with the pawn. Anyway, so I develop my knight, he develops his bishop, I castle. Next move, queen move. Very interesting one. The computer doesn't like it. I'm not sure what the computer wants, but it doesn't like it. So I kick the bishop, or just ask it what's its intentions. Bishop takes, I take, and now you can see this knight over here is hanging. So he's got to defend it, right? He needs to defend the knight. So he castles. And now that knight is just hanging, and I take. And the computer thought this was a great move. I'm like, I don't really think it's a great move, you know, it's a free knight, it happens. So he takes, I take back with the knight, takes with the bishop, take with the pawn. We're just getting pieces of the board. I'm up a piece, so that's the natural thing to do. He sees the hanging pawn, and I'm like, okay, cool, well that's also a hanging pawn. So in this position he has two choices. I was thinking he would take with the knight, because I had ideas of giving a check and then taking the rook. So if the queen moves here, if he takes this, I have to take, right? But he also has ideas, like let's say he plays a different move, like let's say he plays this, then I would go here, king would move and take. That was the idea. So anyways, this is what happens. Queen takes this pawn, right? Queen takes it, and now I'm looking around, I'm like, I'm liking the position. I can't do this anymore though. That's not an option. And I could go for this pawn, but that would leave this hanging. I could also do that. Nothing wrong with that move. It's just straight up winning a pawn. But in this position, I realized, well, he only has his two rooks, his queen and his knight. I have two rooks, two bishops, and a queen. So what do? I trade the queen for the two rooks, and now I'm just up in terms of material. In fact, before the trade, I'm up 2 points of material, and now I'm up 3. Then he blunders the pawn, trying to trap my bishop, which doesn't work, and I threaten his queen, and another mistake, completely blundering the queen with this check. And now the queen's off the board. And now I'm just sweeping other pieces. Knight comes here, but rook comes there, and I do have to say the nerves got to me a little bit. Like here, the best move is rook to d8 check. So I didn't play that. I played this, which is fine. I thought he was going to take the rook, not the pawn. I was okay with that because I was like, I just want to finish the game. A rook comes off the board. He has no more attacking pieces. And in this position, I just start pushing. I'm like, okay, he can take the rook if he really wants to. And this is fine. Like, he can take the rook. I could also slide it back. And if it comes here, I can, like, just do this. And it's cooked. Yeah, then he can start pushing. Ultimately, I'm just going to get a queen there. And it's just game over. Just cut his king off from his pawn, it's game over. But anyways, that did not happen. What happened was, when he came here, I played this. And I thought this was a nice move. Because I'm like, yeah, you can take my rook. You can take my rook, but then you're going to lose his pawn. And then he moved there, and he should have taken the rook. But the game was already lost, so... And in this position, he resigned, because he realized this move doesn't prevent this, and then you can't take this anyways. And this is just losing, because, I mean, even if you push, I'm just going to take... It's just, there's so many mates here. Like, it's crazy, actually. Like, that's just mate. Yeah, but anyway, so he resigned. So, that was the first game that led me to 1,000. And that was the turning point in my little bit of a spiral, I would say. So, it was really good. Alright. So, this is the next game I want to show you guys. It ended in a draw, spoiler alert. It ended looking quite repetitive, quite aimless. Neither player can do anything, no one can promote. Because this is guarding this is guarding this can't push because that's just a free pawn, and this can't move to guard this can't move to guard this, because yeah, it was just a draw. Draw by agreement. Not repetition, but anyways, I just want to run you through the game as well, because I played this at an 80.9% accuracy, which I was quite happy with. I still think I can improve a lot on my accuracy, but overall I think I've made big steps. So yeah, the game begins with e4 and d5. So I take, queen comes out, and the queen gets threatened by the knight, so he gets a check. Queens come off the board very early. I'm like, okay, this guy's being very aggressive. Let's just get the queens of the board and castle. Okay, so he brings his bishop out. Fian kid on my bishop, and he castles, and we move from here. This move is not terrible, but it is this better things to play. I'm just preventing this because I don't like having knights there. It's just a nice little move. The computer doesn't love it, but anyways, that is a full blunder of a knight. So now I'm just down a knight. He takes, I take, so not really a blunder, if you think about it. At the time I was like, oh no, my knight, but you see, takes, so he's up a knight, then I take his knight, he takes back, and now I get his bishop. So in effect, he's a knight and a bishop, I'm two bishops, so it's fine. He takes the free pawn, I make a threat, put him there, and I take the free pawn. Trade knight for a bishop. Not ideal, but we move. And in this position, he plays this. And I take the rook. And he does it. I do that, he does that. And I make a big mistake. Because now I'm down, I lose my rook again. So yeah, again, you see why I said I need to work on my accuracy. But anyways, it's still a draw at the moment. Like, it's very level. We both push some pawns, and it ends up looking like this. Now he's got a pawn majority on the right side, which is definitely in his favor. So I start pushing and trading pieces. The king comes running towards here, and I'm like, nah, go away. This is apparently a blunder. Now, I don't know why it's a blunder. Probably because he has the option to make a passed pawn. I think so. But anyways, he does not do that. He takes. And now we're back to a draw. And this is completely a draw. The computer already says it's a draw, right? So he has to guard that, I have to guard this. And we just end up making a bunch of moves and agreeing to a draw. So yeah. There we go. Anyways, yeah, that was one of the other games. And after this game, I went on a 6-game win streak, and with that 6th win, across the line into 1005. And I'll show you that game now, one or two of those games now, especially the final game. But yeah, they were not as impressive as some of these games that I showed you now, but I'll show you them anyways. And then, yeah, we get to celebrate the 1000 mark. Let's go. Okay, so this game is not my best one. You will see me blunder my queen. I actually just hang it in this game. Yeah, just because I didn't want to take a knight with a bishop. Yeah, but anyways, this game I feel was for me a mental test, because I was down a queen the whole game, and just through persevering, my opponent eventually made a mistake and he blundered his queen very blatantly and resigned. But yeah, it made me realize that I can still fight even without my queen. But anyways, so this is the game. It starts with d4, pretty normal queen's pawn opening. I bring the knights out to f6, he brings his knights out to f3, I push the pawn, he pushes, I open up the center, fianchetto my bishop, bring the light squared bishop out, he castles, I castle, and I bring the knight. Now he jumps in, I bring my bishop back, I go there, take with the knight, take with the knight, take with the bishop. So, very nice, I'm up a pawn. Kicks the bishop, I go back here, and this is a mistake. She does not exactly take advantage of, but anyways, I push this, does nothing, I put the bishop here, and the knight comes in. And this is a mistake. And here, in this position, I was really tired. I was playing this late at night, probably 3 in the morning, and my brain was like, yo, this knight can't move, you gotta unpin your queen. Right, so I go here, not realizing I just blundered a whole knight. I could have done so many things. I could have taken here, I could have just asked a question and said, hey, what do you want to do? And then he takes, I take, and we're just like this, right? But anyways, I didn't, and instead I did this. Queen to d7 is a blunder of a knight, and he takes. And in this position I was like, well, I screwed up, I don't need to lose my bishop, I want my bishop, it's a very big defender of my king, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna move my king away, and I didn't see the fork, and he takes my queen. And from this point I'm just playing with the queen down. And yeah, he took, I took back, he blundered his knight, so yeah, I get some advantage back, but still he's 8 points of material up, so how do you do this? Okay, so bishop there, f5, queen moves, I push the pawn, and in this position I start causing a little bit of nonsense for myself. Without realizing it, I push the pawn, queen comes back, I push this, I'm like, if you en passant, I can go hide behind it, because then your queen can't come through. He takes, I could take back, but that felt a little bit intrusive, so I pinned it first, then I took, he moved there, I took the pawn with castle, and then I pushed this. Just connecting the rooks and defending each other. So he takes, I take. Now it's a queen and a rook versus a rook and a bishop. I mean, that's still winning. He takes the free pawn, I block the entrance, he pushes that, I go there, and then I push this. He's still 7.9 up, but now I'm only 6 points of material down, and I'm starting to feel confident. That is a great move. I go there, he goes there, and I go here. And in this position, he could literally take the bishop with the rook. But he doesn't. He doesn't take that, because look, if you take the bishop, take back, check, where am I going to go here? That's fine, because eventually you're going to win it back. So that's not even that bad, and you're not going to create any counterplay with just one rook. But anyways, my opponent does not do that. Instead he goes there, and I slide it back. And this is the funny thing. That's the funny thing, because this is just an obvious threat, and he goes here, and he blunders it. Not only does it hang, it's a check, and he resigns. And I just want to give this show this game to you guys as like a message. Like, even when you're down, you're not out. There's always fight, and your opponent can always make a mistake, can always overlook something, and you can always capitalize if that opportunity comes. Not to say that happens often, but in my case I got lucky. And in this position, I would just make sure to keep my rook on the board. I don't mind taking the rook with the bishop and losing it. As long as I keep my rook on the board, the king's never going to leave the side. The king's always going to be confined to these squares. And then I'm just going to start munching pawns with my bishop or my king, and it's just going to be fun. Bob's your uncle. But yeah, that was also a game I played. And as you can see, after this game, I was 964. So yeah, still on my way, but I get there. I don't think I'm going to show you too many more games. Just want to show you one more game, and that'll be the final game that helped me cross the line to 1,000 rating. Alright, so we've made it to the final game where I crossed the line to 1,000 elo. And yeah, these are all rapid games. As you can see, this is 1,000 rapid elo. My blitz elo still needs to get up, but I haven't been prioritizing that so much. I've been focusing on rapid games, a lot of 10 minutes, sometimes 15 10s, sometimes 30 minutes when I'm busy working and I play a game on the side, but usually 10 minutes or 15 have been my go-tos. But yeah, so this game, another 10-minute rapid game, no increments, it's just a standard, and this game was actually terrible. The nerves really got to me. I played it below 60% accuracy. It was horrible, but I still won. At least my opponent also played terribly. Okay, so what happens is it opens with e4, king's pawn opening, and I play whatever this is. I'm like, I'm just gonna try something different. I don't know if this is good or bad, and I just sort of play this weird sort of whatever you want to call this. Okay, bishop there, knight there, pawn there, bishop check, block it, push the bishop away, and white is just better. But anyways, I'm not gonna let that stop me, so I bring my knight out all funny, bishop takes it, which is annoying, and now I'm feeling very uncomfortable, but the knight jumping there gives me hope, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, gives a check, knight runs there, and the computer evaluates this as completely equal. I know I've cut off the eval bar, but it's 0-0 for black and white in this position, which is surprising because my king may be safe, but it's not. It's clumsy. It's whatever. Knight takes, and we get this position. And in this position, I bring my bishop out, goes there, move my king a little bit across, just trying to feel more safe, but the computer doesn't like it. Okay, whatever. Stockfish is stupid. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, in this position, black retreats, and I bring the rook there. It takes this, I give a threat, I go there, and I push the knight back. And in this position, the computer absolutely loves my position, but I go here, which is fine. He goes there. I could totally sack the bishop, but I'm like, nah, not. Actually, sorry, I do. Excuse me. I sack the bishop, which, it's whatever. Bring this one here. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do whatever I can. And I'm down material, like this is a horrible position. I'm making so many mistakes. And in this position the opponent blunders, because knight there, obviously if I took, like if I didn't play that and I took, it just feels like there's too much like this. And then the king backs up, and now it just feels dangerous. Like this position is just, I don't know, there's so much that black and white can do, and in this position he blunders, and I sack the rook, queen takes. That is a blunder, apparently, but I thought it was a good move. Okay, I'll admit. Because in this position you can't take the bishop, because that's mate. And he takes the bishop and checkmate. And so 1,000 elo in chess. In fact, 1,005. And that's the way I did it. It was just grinding out chess games, learning openings, learning strategies, blundering queens along the way, forgetting about rooks, getting back ranked mates, giving back ranked mates, then just stepping up my game and eventually getting better. But this game was actually horrible. I'm not proud of it, but I know that this is not a full representation of my chess skills, and I know that I've worked hard to get here and that I deserve to be here at 1,000. And now we've got to set the next target, and I want to say 1,100, 1,500 is a very reachable goal, and that's what I'm going to aim for. So from now on, it's not journey to 1,000 elo, it's journey to 1,500. And I hope you guys can join me along the way as we strive towards that, as I try and see if I can make it, hopefully make less blunders, hopefully I can improve my accuracy and just step up my overall chess game. But yeah, thank you for watching today's video, and yeah, see you soon with more chess updates. Cheers.